Welcome to EDAR504. My name is Adam Staples and I am the lecturer of Visual Arts and Media Arts for this unit. So first of all, the purpose of this video is obviously to welcome you to the unit, and it's also to step you through the structure of the Visual Arts and Media Arts workshops over the coming weeks. The fact that you're watching this video means that you have successfully logged into Leo, so congratulations, and you successfully accessed EDAR504. So what I would like to do in this video is step you through how the Visual Arts and Media Arts will look on your Leo side. I'm very cognizant of the fact that the first time you come into the unit there may be sort of a slight overload of information, so it's important for us to actually step you through so you understand what to expect. When you would have accessed the unit, you would have seen various bits of information such as announcements in the unit outline, ways of contacting your lecturing staff. There's some music information up already, and there's one Visual Arts and Media Arts Workshop A available to you. As we progress through the semester and more information does become available, all of the music is together, and then all of the visual arts is together. So they're not going to be sort of intermittent sections all over the place. You'll be able to go to Visual Arts Workshop 1 and all the sections underneath will sequentially flow. So let's go into the Visual Arts and Media Arts Workshop 1A folder or module, and you will see at the moment that there's a name for the workshop, Workshop 1A, there's a title, Transforming the Gallery from Excursion Venue to Community of Practice, there's the welcome video, and there's a series of readings and links and resources and a forum that you can see but you don't have access to. And the reason for that is that I actually want you to watch this video before you start accessing that information. Now, presuming that you have watched the video, what I would like you to do is on the right hand side, just to the right hand side of the video, you'll see there's a little box. When you click in that, it ticks the box, and if you scroll down you will notice that all of those readings and the resources and the links have actually become available. Okay, so accessing them is predicated on you watching the video, so please make sure that you do. So once you've watched the video and all of those resources and readings become available to you, this is what your week 1 will look like. So you'll have a series of readings, you'll have a number of resources to help you with that particular week, and then you'll have a discussion forum. Probably the most important thing for you to access at this stage, having accessed the unit outline of course, is to just scroll down to resources and you'll see that there's the Visual Arts and Media Arts Workshop program. If you click on that, it actually downloads a PDF for you, and this is a PDF of all of the workshops that we're going to be engaging in. So these are almost like a timesheet in a way. It's a schedule for us during the course of the weeks when you're doing visual arts and media arts. And for instance, if we have a look at the preparation sheet here for Transforming the Gallery, which is the first workshop, it gives you the links to curriculum, which we'll talk about in depth. It gives you guiding questions and statements about the readings which are on Leo. It will tell you about some of the resources you need to bring, and then it gives you a brief overview of what we're actually doing in that particular workshop. Now I will explain this in detail during that very first workshop in week 1. So going through this, you've got access to your readings. Now in this unit I provide all of the readings as a link, so you're not expected to purchase a textbook. Everything will be downloadable for you on Leo. Then we have some of the resources. So we've got the workshop program. You are required to buy a pencil and brushes set. Now they're not available in the university bookshop, so you need to go and source them yourself. I've given you some, this is what I have in my own collection. You can buy them from any art store. I'm not expecting you to buy very expensive ones. The reason why we do this is so that there's a sense of responsibility about the materials that you're using, and it's actually good practice in the school as well. So, and again, we'll talk about that. And under the discussions, there is a discussion forum set up, and this is where we will be communicating with each other about the readings. It's really important that the readings are engaged with and reflected upon before the beginning of your workshop, because we don't have a huge amount of time in that workshop, although the 5 hours does seem like a long time. You've only got 8 weeks in the whole unit, so you've actually only got 4 weeks of visual arts and media arts, as opposed to 6 weeks in an undergraduate unit. So we've got a lot to go through. So if you do the readings beforehand, we're ready to hit the road running, so to speak, at the beginning of the workshop, and we don't have to spend workshop time sitting there reading. Okay. In the first workshop, so on Thursday of week 1, we will be doing 2 different things. We'll be meeting at the art studio on campus, and there is a map of how to get there available on Leo in the week 1 module. And we will be meeting each other, obviously, and having a general discussion about the unit, answering any questions that you may have. And then we will launch straight into curriculum. So we'll start talking about what curriculum is and how curriculum applies to visual arts and media arts in the primary setting. Then we will gently wander down to the National Gallery of Victoria, and we will spend the morning down there engaging in some self-directed activities and also some more directed activities where I will take you around a couple of my favourite artworks that are housed in the National Gallery of Victoria, Australia, which is the one in Federation Square. Then we return to the art studio and we engage in some drawing and mark making. So we will start to consider how the practice of art making can be connected to the Victorian curriculum, can be connected to our own practice as teacher, artist and viewer, and also how we start to think about connecting that to what the students may want to do. Of course, all the time thinking in quite a, I suppose, a narrow spectrum about the specifics of delivering in a classroom, and then the broader spectrum of what the visual arts mean in a societal sense. So on Thursday of week 1, we meet at 9 o'clock in the ACU Art Studio, which is just off Graham Street. As I said, there's a link on Leo for you to download, and don't have to download, just have to access it, and it shows you how to get to the gallery. So what do you need to be ready for workshop number 1? Well, if we have a look at the program here, so if we go to Transforming the Gallery, the first one, and go down to the bottom where we've got resources, what I'd like you to bring is obviously your art kit. I'd like you to bring your sketchbook, details of which are in the unit outline. I'd like you to bring the NGV booklet, which is available for download in workshop 1. If it's not there when you check, it will be there by the end of Saturday of the weekend before week 1. If you have a BYOD, so if you have an iPad or a small laptop or iPhone, Android, whatever it may be, something that can take photographs or record things, bring that along with you. We'll be using that a lot throughout these 4 weeks. And then your responses to the core texts. So if I just return to those core texts very briefly. And okay, so core text 1A to 1G, so here to here, is all about the curriculum. Okay, it's all about the Victorian curriculum. Currently in place in schools is something called Oswald's. That has been phased out in 2016, and by the time you're out there teaching, the Victorian curriculum will be in. So we'll be using the Victorian curriculum in this unit. Cortex H and I are about a strategy you can use with young children when you go to galleries called visual thinking strategies, and I'd like you to read those and engage with these guiding questions and guiding statements about them and make some notes. And then Cortex 1J is about communities of practice. So if we have a look at the title of this workshop, it's Transforming the Gallery from Excursion Venue to Community of Practice. And this is the broad theme for workshop 1A. We want to, in our eyes, change our perspectives and change our understanding about what a gallery can be, and sort of throw off the shackles of excursion management and instead embrace this sense of the gallery being a community of practice that we become members of. So I'd like you to go through those readings. It seems as though there's quite a lot, but actually when you look at Cortex 1A to 1G, each one of those links is very small. I've just split it up so that it's easy for you to navigate around that particular website. If you go back to the schedule for Workshop 1A, in these, under the readings, there are some more things for you to think about, okay? And the readings aren't a test, okay? So I'm not going to be ticking off exactly which questions you get wrong or right, but it's really a sort of jump in with both feet and begin to learn about visual arts education and media arts education. So make notes of them and post your thoughts into the forum. So back into the unit and down to the end of Workshop 1, you've got the Workshop 1 Preparatory Readings Discussion Forum. When you click on that, in order to create a new post, click on Add a New Discussion Topic, put in a title or a subject, so it could be Core Reading 1B or My Thoughts on Core Reading 1B, whatever it may be, and then type in your message. And this is like an online journal that your workshop has access to and I have access to. And I will be responding to you and just pushing your thinking if needs be. The reading I'd really like you to focus on is in Cortex 1A and 1G. I ask you to develop a diagram or a flow chart of how the media arts and the visual arts appear in that curriculum. So how do they fit in together, and what is the starting point and what is the end point? I'd like you to create that framework, certainly before we go to the gallery, and post it onto the forum before we go to the gallery. And I will have a look at those and give you some feedback. The purpose of that exercise is to get you to start visualizing, understanding what the curriculum looks like and what it does, okay, and how it works. And we will talk about that in the first hour of the workshop when we're in the art studio here. So I think that's really all I want to say at the moment. As I said, it looks like a lot of information, and granted there is a lot, but we've got a lot to do. But I will, I'm here the whole way to support you through it. The beauty of the 5-hour workshops that we have is we can get through a lot and we can do it in quite a calm fashion, okay? And if something is really beginning to make us think, we will focus on that. If something is perhaps not making us think as much as we thought it might do, we can move on to another aspect of the workshop. So it'll be a really great way of learning about visual arts and media arts and how to engage with those two disciplines in your primary classroom. If you've got any questions, please contact me. You can click on the Contacting Adam tab up at the top there. If it's more of a private conversation you wish to have, my email address is in the unit outline. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing you at 9 o'clock sharp in the ACU Art Studio on Thursday of week